YouTube, what's going on? Justin Skaggs here from Stylinstrings Lacrosse. Today we're going to take a look at the brand new RP3 and we are going to put a nice middle pocket into it with some thrown fiber. This is how to string. The initial step on any pocket is going to be the top string. You have basically two options. You can either do a 10 diamond top string or a 9 diamond top string. Here we utilize the 9 diamond top string. If you guys need to learn how to do a 9 diamond top string, we have a tutorial right here, and you can also click in the link below for all mobile users, and that will get you caught up to speed. Now, since we said we wanted to have a middle pocket in this, it's incredibly important that you utilize your sidewall structure to build that pocket. It's going to be the same on both sides. I'm going to pass this over to Tyler, and he's going to show you guys the pattern that he implemented to get this pocket just right.
Alright, so now we're going to go with the next hole down the sidewall, go through, wrap around back through the hole the same direction, and back up through the piece of mesh. Alright, so now when you have that tight, I always pull a piece of mesh down and see what's going to line up next the best. So that would be skipping one, and then we're going to put a cali knot in the second hole down, which is going from the outside of the head to the inside, up through the mesh, and then back around, looping down through that first part that you went through the sidewall. Alright, and next, I'm going to do that one more time. And as you can see, we're going to skip another hole and use the one after that. Back up and then down through. Pull that down. Number 2. Third one. Alright, and now the fourth one, and for a mid pocket, that'll sit right in the middle of the head. Okay, now that's the top half of the head. We got the 4 cali knots. Now for the bottom half. Now to get that pocket to sit right here in the middle, we're going to do a double, and then we're going to use the very next sidewall hole on the head. And now we're probably just going to use singles the rest of the way down. Since this is a new head, this is the first time I'm stringing it, so I'm kind of learning as I go also. So we're going to skip one, go up through the mesh again, skip one again, and looks like we're ready for a tie off. So now we're going to go down through the mesh instead of up, and then from the inside of the head out.
The most simple way to do a bottom string is to utilize the very next diamond row. Now, however you ended off the sidewall string is going to dictate. So Tyler's going to now explain exactly how he would approach it from where we left off on the sidewall structure.
Alright, for the bottom string, you can see we ended in this 10 row. So now we want to come to the next 9 row, and we're going to start one in from there when we come up through. We're going to weave up, down, up, skip the middle one, down, up, down, and then back through the bottom. So it'll look like this.
What we want to do with these shooting strings is make sure that the ball is getting released appropriately. It's the entire theory behind the shooting strings, and it needs to accentuate the pocket, not take it over completely. So Tyler's going to show you his technique on how to put them in such a way that you're not constantly adjusting them after the pocket's done. So here's how to get the whip right the first time.
Alright, so now we're going to do 3 straight shooters, and I'm actually going to put them in these first 3 9 rows of diamonds because I have this extra one folded over at the top because of the thrown mesh, and I just don't want to deal with that. And for using a 9 row of diamonds for a shooting string, your second pass is always going to need a little bit more string because it wraps back around when you make your knot. So your first string should be a little shorter. Just weave that, up and down each diamond. And then start with your second shooter and alternate top and bottom, weaving it across that first shooter. You can see how it goes underneath here and then comes above there. When I put my shooting strings in, I always start on the bottom shooter and work my way up. The reason is that's the way the ball comes out, so it only makes sense to create your tensions the way you want, starting from the bottom and working your way to the top. And you always want this bottom shooter to be the loosest. You can see there's a good bit of slack, and the ball's not really going to get hung up right there quite yet. Alright, and now the last shooter, we're going to put a top nylon in for a nice crisp snap off the top. We're going to use the following, or the last 9 row up here, and we're going to do the exact same thing as the hockey laces with the nylon. Alright, and to tie off this top nylon, I always recommend a double overhand knot as opposed to a square knot. It's a little bit more secure and won't come out as easily while you're playing. Take both of your strings and make one big loop with both of them, just like you did up here to start. And then tighten each one individually so that your knot's nice and secure.
Here I have what Tyler's made, and it's created a fantastic channel. The thrown fiber mesh in its lightweight system definitely gives it a really good feel on the ball. As I said, it's all in the sidewall structure, so as long as you accentuate the shooting strings and the bottom string to amplify what you've already done in the work on the side, you're going to get the pocket that you want. You can check out a review of the RP3 2 on our YouTube channel. There's a link below. And overall, I will say that it is an excellent head coming out of the Bryan camp. So take a look at that, and you guys can get a little bit of an insight onto the specs and things like that. We also tell you guys how it dyed up and how it took the color. Till next time, take care, keep laxing.